All right, so in this video, we are going to talk about if you're feeling stuck right now, you're stuck in this cycle and you feel a little trapped, you feel a little lost, and how do you get to a place where you feel alive, feel energized, feel passionate for life and excited again, like a little kid, and also focusing heavily on you. It's finally time you give back to yourself and become the most kind of vibrant, excited, alive version of yourself. In the video, we're going to talk about what this is, the magic between these two things to get you from here to here consistently, and the 8 secrets that help you achieve this. And if you stay to the end of this video, we'll also be telling you about how to jump in yourself and get this started today for free in the 4-week habit challenge that I'm taking on myself, and I'm going to share with you exactly how to do it step by step. All right, just quick, my name is Dave from AchieveAnyDream.com, and we're all about empowerment, helping people build community, people stepping into action, and getting out of the way of our own excuses and all the things that hold us back, and stepping into more aliveness, more empowerment, more action, more goals, more dreams. All right, so if you're new here, just please hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll get all of the videos as we go through these secrets. There'll be more videos coming up all about the 4-week habit challenge. There'll be videos coming up about my challenge and detailed videos about all of these magical, powerful secrets. And also check the links in the description below for the 4-week habit challenge, and you'll be able to download a free guide on how to set this up for you today, the 4-week habit challenge, and get started right now from wherever you're at. No matter how old you are, how young, how stuck you are, we can get started today. All right, so let's dive in. We have to learn about what this feeling stuck is. And I like to call it the cage. I like to call it the trap. And so many of us, maybe even 95% of us, are stuck in this cycle of just feeling like Groundhog Day. We're just paying the bills, we're living life. We're tired and we're exhausted. And we're not really tapping into this aliveness, and happiness is kind of fleeting. Maybe it's in the future of something you have to save up and plan to be happy. And we're going to change all that so that you can actually learn how to be alive today. But firstly, let's get raw. All right, so I'm going to run through these questions. Feel free to pause, take your time, and I want you to comment below which things of the trap you are most stuck by, which most resonate with you that you would like to escape from. How often do you complain, blame others, or stuck in some form of victim? Are you resentful? Do you feel trapped? Are you reactive and you sometimes don't know why? Is your mind like a monkey, thoughts crazy all over the place and hard to focus or relax? Do you feel anxious often? Do you feel anxiety all the time? Do you like being just with yourself, or do you need someone else to be happy? Do you judge other people? Do you judge yourself? How often do you feel alive? How often do you feel like you're growing and expanding? How often do you feel those goosebumps? Do you feel alive or stuck if you're in a relationship? Do you want to try bold new things, but you feel scared every time you make an attempt to do so? Or you end up just using excuses to back out? Do you act with excuses and get defensive even in your work environment? Do you have a vision of something or somewhere exciting you want to head to, like a compass, in the next 5 years? Or do you have no vision at all? Do you feel like you live in avoidance? Do you feel like you play small and close up? Do you feel guilty and selfish whenever you focus on you? That's a powerful one. Do you feel like a chameleon? Are you playing some kind of game to impress other people, or even in your relationship? And does that game fight you inside your soul? You know something feels off. Do you feel like the months and years just fly by and you're not really growing? Do you have regrets that you are not further along with your real goals and dreams? Do you browse social media, especially in the mornings, roll over, check the news, and feel some negativity, feel off? Do you watch Netflix at night and you're really craving to do something more productive with your life? When you browse that social media, a few pages in, scroll, think about how you feel. Do you feel miserable? Because I know I do. Do you live each day with positive intention? Do you feel like you've got control over your days, or do they just happen? Do you beat yourself up and self-sabotage? All of us do this. Do you feel like you know exactly who you are? Do you think you're too old, too unfit? Do you feel in conflict with yourself? Is happiness in the future to you? Something you have to get there. And it's a long journey. And then when you get there, it's fleeting. And a key one, who do you feed each day in your mind? Do you feed negativity and worry? Do you choose to look at worrying things? Or do you feed gratitude and alive? And do you feed gratitude, aliveness, hope, love, courage? And finally, are you always stuck in the past and find it really, really hard to be in the moment? And just real quick, I want to talk through a couple of stories about this, of all the things that we feel like stuck, Groundhog Day, happiness is in the future, we maybe feel unappreciated, unseen, unheard. We feel like we're not important enough, not high enough on the ladder. And then we wonder who we are. And we don't feel like it's okay to spend time on ourselves. We think selfish is bad. Or maybe we've got an uninspiring job or relationship. And we get trapped in this cycle of negativity, and it overruns our brain in this cycle. Just a real quick couple of stories just to highlight this. For 37 years of my life, I would never ever be on camera, and I hated my voice. Like, I really did not like it. And I judged it a lot, and I never ever wanted to hear it on. I remember being a little boy, never wanted to hear my voice on tape recorder or anything like that. And now here I am producing content. For 37 years, I was so shy and reserved and holding back, and I was stuck in this cycle. I was in this trap. And then suddenly it released. And do you know how quickly it released? I only had to record. I actually did a videos challenge and recorded just 10 videos, and suddenly that broke out of the trap. And it was because I took action. So we'll get to that in a second. Action, action, action. I'll show you exactly how to do that action. All right, and my last little quick story here is when I moved to Canada, I met this girl pretty quick. And she challenged me, long story short, she challenged me to a half marathon on our first date. And she was doing the marathon, and I was caught up in the moment, and I didn't even think. And that's a key thing. And I just said, sure, I'm gonna do that half marathon. I was in pretty good shape, and I just stepped into action. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just did it. It turns out that act of courage, of just doing it without thinking and stepping into action, and the belief that I could pull this off with no training and super early in the morning, and I was actually going out that night, it drove me into this place of aliveness that she could feel. And I realized that, and I looked back and I realized that. And we ended up getting married, having an amazing marriage. We're not married anymore, but it was an amazing marriage, and I'll treasure it. And we have the most beautiful daughter. And the single moment that triggered that there was something special between us, was an act of courage, an act of excitement, aliveness, and action. Just stepping into action. Not being one of these guys that just talks and doesn't do anything, but steps into action. All right, so I think you can see where we're going. Let's reveal the big one. All right. This is it. This is the magic ingredient that works every single time. It will work for you too. I've used this so many times in my life. Whenever I've felt flat, and the last few months I've felt flat, and I ramped up the 4-week habit challenge for myself, stepped into it, and I suddenly feel freaking alive out of nowhere, and I knew exactly it was going to happen, because it is all about action, courage, and mindset. And you can just start really, really easy. Because when I say action, here's the really key part, is I'm talking habits. All right, so now we are going to jump into the 8 secrets. Now, I am going to go into detail in all of these and more, and my habit challenge stuff in other videos, so hit subscribe, comment below anything that you need, any more details you need. And right now, we're going to fly through these very quickly in this video. All right, so number one here is habits. These are the micro steps that you need to focus on. More than goals, focus on habits and the tiny steps of action, because they will create a feeling inside you. They'll create the momentum, they'll create the self-belief, the self-confidence that you're actually growing and moving forward, which is more important than achieving the goal. So focus on habits, write them down. You're only as good as you write down. Okay, the next one's going to be really unique but super powerful. Again, we go into detail in another video. Thought flashlight. So when you put all of your focus, your attention, your energy on this, on looking at the trap, complaining about other people, being a victim, blaming other people, and get stuck in that cycle of over and over again, imagine a flashlight on here. So imagine a flashlight on here, this terrible flashlight diagram, and it's always focused on here. All of your thinking, all of your negative worry, you're reading all the media and all the bad news stories going on in the world. But if you switch this flashlight to think about your aliveness, your vision, your growth, your expansion, your action, your courage, when you put all of your attention on that, you literally can't think of these two at the same time. So if you fill your mind with as many positive thoughts, and when these come up, you just breathe through them, accept them, and let them go. It can be that easy, and then focus on this stuff for 90%, 80%, 90% of your day. You will start to feel dramatically better, dramatically more alive. And other people will notice it too. You'll be incredibly radiant to other people. Okay, so finally, focus on you. Be selfish, be self-focused. Here's the big thing. That is the only way you can inspire and help other people, including family, including your kids. You can't control anyone, you can't fix anybody, you can't get your partner to be exactly how you want. You can be the most alive version of yourself, the most vibrant, radiant, adventurous version of yourself. All of these things, full of freedom, full of growth, full of chasing your own mission, full of connection, full of energy, full of being in the now, being really, really present. If you fill yourself up with all of this using that flashlight, then every relationship is going to be better. So the only way you can be incredibly alive and living a life of no regrets and all of the stories is by focusing on you. And by focusing on you, you can give so much to other people. I focus on how many stories and goosebumps I can get, and aliveness more than happiness, because aliveness includes all of the highs and the lows and the wins and the failures that turn into amazing stories in your life, an amazing journey, a life of no regrets. And we're going to start straight away with the 4-week habit challenge. We're going to focus on you, the youest version of you. All right, let's dig into mindset a little bit. This is the most important skill set I've ever learned. I was lucky enough to fall into sports psychology and how the mind could dramatically impact not just my sport at the time, but my whole life moving forward. I could be super resilient. Mindset is one of the most powerful skills ever. And we're going to talk specifically in future videos about resilience. So when you take action and you get scared and you back away and get back in your cage like most of us do, resilience allows you to not put a lot of weight on that, let it go and move forward again. Obviously the habits make it a lot easier to move forward. So resilience is a really important one. And reframing, choosing powerful perspectives. A quick book note, Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, talks all about the gap between a stimulus and what you do, the response. And most of us are very reactive and we're not very grounded in the moment, because when you're able to choose a powerful response no matter what happens out there in the world. And there's always going to be life curveballs, there's going to be breakups, there's going to be all sorts. All right, so many of us are stuck in thinking. Thinking is the fuel that drives your cage. It will continue to build your cage. Thinking is the trap that makes this cycle go round and round and round again. Because if you think about it, thinking is all about the past. Rarely are we so in the moment that we're thinking about the moment, because instead we should be feeling the moment. This is all about feeling and flowing and allowing yourself to be alive, taking the rules and I've got here the rules and the rights and wrongs, the expectations. This is all thought and calculations. This rules, beliefs, right and wrongs, expectations, and ego are all patterns in our mind. Excuses, victim, blaming other people, all of these things are patterns that we have learned to repeat in our mind, and we can interrupt any of them. And when we strip back a lot of these layers step by step, then we move into more feeling, we move more into the moment, and then we can access to all of the freaking incredible things in the world, all of the aliveness. And we do it through action with minimal thinking, because if you think too much, you will not take action, you will not have courage, you will not achieve your dreams. You'll just keep rebuilding your own trap of self-sabotage. All right, we're almost there. Accountability is massive. It's been said that accountability, when you write down your habits, write down your actions, and then you share them with people and you get them to keep you accountable for real, 500% like boost in your performance of the amount that you will feel alive, the amount you will fly towards your goals and dreams, 5 times faster, 5 times more powerful. Now imagine that over a whole year. So find some amazing people in your life that will support you and keep you accountable and keep you really, really positive minded, and surround yourself with those people, and you'll have incredible, incredible results. All right, one of my personal favorites, I have the book called Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins, and it changed my whole life. We talked about the emotional chart and understanding where we are in this emotional map and how to navigate our feelings and our emotions. And so all of these layers that keep us stuck in the cage, keep us trapped, letting go is about how to strip back all the layers, especially things like ego, where we're just trying to impress other people to validate ourselves. Letting go is a massive video. We're going to go into that in detail, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because I'll be digging multiple videos into letting go. But this is one of your most powerful tools that will change your whole life. It's all about forgiveness, all about letting go of victim, letting go of blame, and your life will become so much simpler and more happy and free and just easy. Life will just be easy, and you'll find you'll just naturally be happy like almost every single day. All right, so we made it. The final one is tiny courage. And I call it tiny courage so it's not intimidating. Tiny acts of courage repetitively. So here I'm talking about, most of us are in our comfort zone. This is our comfort zone. It's a trap. It is the trap. It is not a feeling alive. We're repeating the same day over and over again. So tiny courage is all about doing things that make you uncomfortable, and just a little bit, a little step at a time. And we're going to show you some beautiful techniques such as the courage journal or the tension journal of how to do this at your pace. And believe me, the courage is where your action turns into excitement, and it turns into new things, new experiences, new people. And I've lived and breathed this the last few years coming out of my marriage. So many new things, so many new skill sets I never dreamed I would be doing, such as salsa dancing in LA, Hollywood, as a complete beginner. You know, some of the most amazing experiences and people that I've met. And here I am building a platform to try and help as many people as I can. Hope one day 1 million plus people, and it was all born from these things and tiny acts of courage. All right, so I hope you found this tool set, this life tool set, super useful. And I'm going to tell you next about the 4-week habit challenge of how you can step into this today, and it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. All right, let's do it. We're just going to step into action. Start your habit challenge. Remember to comment below. Share with anyone that you think this is going to be useful for. There's so many friends and family and people close to us that are stuck right now. So please share with at least 3-4 people to join you in the habit challenge, so that you can become accountable to each other as well. All right, so as a bonus, the link is in the description to set up your own 4-week habit challenge. Join us in the community, help support each other, help get accountable with each other, because accountability is massive. And you can set up, I'll show you exactly step by step how to set up something like this with 2 levels. So basic action habits you want to take to change your life today and tomorrow and the day after. Really easy and achievable for anyone. And then how to take it to the next level. Level 2 stuff. This is my habit list right now of how to really, really step up your identity, who you are being, your energy, and how you live your life and take control over everything. So download the guide on how to set all of this up and it will look something like this in your habit challenge. It's gonna get super exciting, super visual. We're gonna track some stuff. So click the link in the description to get set up today, and everything in this challenge is free because so many people are stuck right now, and we need to pull together to help each other. There's so much blame and judgment. There's so much negative self-talk, beating ourselves up, self-sabotage, mental, psychological fear, and then we have judgment, we have blame, we have anxiety. So let's pull together and get started. Like Nike said, just do it, step into action, and don't overthink. So rather than trying to work out if this is for you right now, just do it for the next 4 weeks and tell me if it transformed your life afterwards. There is nothing to lose, completely free. Okay, so coming up, or it's already released, check on our channel, subscribe and hit the bell icon. So look for the video that is the 4-week habit challenge, how to get started step by step, that anyone can do no matter how young, old, stuck you are right now. And I'm super excited to share my journey with you, as well as I'm gonna be doing the challenge too. So I will see you in that video. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you then.